Good evening, dear friend. Welcome back to Dreamworld. I am so glad you have returned. Oliver has been waiting for you. Today we are going to listen chapter 3 of the Valley Where Dreams Bloom. Luna, the Fox of Moonlight. The path beneath that great feather tree was unlike any Oliver had ever walked. It was not made of stone nor of earth. Instead, it shimmered with countless tiny silver leaves that rested gently upon one another, as though the moon itself had carefully laid them there. Every step Oliver took made the softest whisper, not a crunch, not a crack, only a peaceful sigh, like pages turning in an old storybook. Luma walked a few steps ahead. Her moonlit fur glowed softly beneath the stars, and her tiny crystal bell caught the silver light without making a sound. Oliver noticed something curious. The forest creatures they passed were not afraid of Luna. A family of rabbits bowed their little heads as she walked by. An old owl blinked slowly from a branch and greeted her with a warm smile. Even the trees seemed to lean ever so lightly, so slightly towards her. "You must have many friends here," Oliver said to Luna. Luna looked back with a gentle smile. "I try to be a good friend first." Oliver thought about her words. Then Oliver said, "My grandmother used to tell me something similar." "What did she say?" "She would smile and say, 'If you wish to find kindness, begin by giving it.'" Luna's eyes sparkled. Wise hearts often discover the same truths. They continued towards they continued together in comfortable silence. After a while, Oliver noticed tiny glowing lights floating between the trees. At first he thought they were fireflies, but as one drifted closer, he realized it was something entirely different. It was a tiny glowing seed with delicate silver wings. Hundreds of them floated peacefully through the forest like little stars, searching for a place to rest. "What are they?" Oliver asked quietly. Luna watched them with affection. "They are seeds of tomorrow." Oliver tilted his head. "They are planted every night by act of kindness." Oliver looked surprised. "I thought flowers grew from kindness." "They do," Luna replied, "but every kind choice also plants a seed that may bloom in someone else's heart one day." Oliver watched one tiny seed float gently onto a nearby branch. "So we may never know where our kindness finally grows?" Luna nodded. "That's why true kindness expects nothing in return." Oliver smiled. "Haha, I think I understand." As they walked further into the forest, the tree grew older. Their trunks became wider. Their branches stretched higher into the heavens. Some were so ancient that tiny gardens of moss and flowers had grown upon their great limbs. The air smelled of cedar and wild jasmine. Somewhere nearby, water trickled softly over smooth stones. The peaceful sound made Oliver slow his footsteps even more. "There is no need to hurry," Luna said without turning around. "Dreamworld has waited 1,000 years. It can wait a few moments more." Oliver laughed quietly. "I suppose you are right. My grandmother always said that rushing often makes us late in ways we cannot see." Luna smiled. "I would have liked to meet her." "So would I." For a little while, neither of them spoke. Sometimes silence was the kindest companion. Eventually, they arrived at a small wooden bridge crossing a narrow stream. The bridge was beautifully carved, with tiny stars and crescent moons. Oliver stopped. One of the bridge's plank had become loose. If someone crossed too quickly, he said, they might stumble. Luna nodded. They might. Oliver looked around. Near the stream lay a smooth branch, almost the perfect size. He carefully lifted the loose plank, placed the branch beneath it for support, and pressed everything gently back into place. It was not perfect, but it was safe. Luna watched quietly. You could have simply walked across. Oliver brushed a little dust from his hand. I know. That's why I stopped. Oliver looked at the bridge. Because someone after us may not notice the loose plank. Luna's gentle smile grew warmer than before. The bridge will remember. Oliver blinked. The bridge? Before Luna could answer, a soft golden light spread across the wooden rails. Tiny blossoms, tiny blossoms appeared between the carving, no larger than pearls. Their sweet fragrance filled the evening air. Oliver looked around in amazement. I did not do that. No, Luna replied softly. You simply cared for someone you will probably never meet. In Dreamworld, that always leaves a little beauty behind. Oliver stood quietly for a moment. He did not feel proud, only grateful. They crossed the bridge together. On the other side stood a weathered wooden sign. Its letters had faded with time. Oliver brushed away a little moss so he could read it. There was written, "The Listening Meadow." What is this place? He asked. Luna looked across the open field. A gentle breeze rolled through tall silver grass that shimmered beneath the moonlight. This is where dream keepers come whenever their hearts become heavy. Oliver looked puzzled. Heavy? Even those who care for dreams sometimes become sad. What happens then? Luna stepped into the meadow. They listened. Oliver followed. The grass swayed around them like gentle waves. Then something extraordinary happened. The breeze began carrying hundreds of quiet voices, not loud enough to understand, only soft enough to comfort. Oliver closed his eyes. The voices reminded him of laughter shared around a family table, of lullabies sung by loving parents, of old stories told beside warm fires, of words like, I am proud of you, thank you are never alone. A single tear rolled gently down Oliver's cheek. He smiled. They sound familiar. Luna nodded. The meadow remembers every kind word ever spoken with love. Oliver opened his eyes. So kindness is never truly lost? No, it simply finds new way to return. For a long while they remained there, listening, neither wished to disturb the peaceful discourse. At last, Luna looked towards the eastern sky. The stars were moving. Oliver looked up. Sure enough, one bright constellation had shifted over so slightly. It is time. For what? To me, someone remembers the very first dream. Oliver felt excitement flutter inside his heart. Someone that old? Luna nodded. He has watched Dreamworld since the first flower ever bloomed. They followed another narrow path leading beyond the meadow. As the silver grass slowly disappeared behind them, Oliver looked back one last time. The meadow whispered a final message upon the breeze, not in words, but in a feeling. Quiet reminder that kindness never disappears. It simply continues its journey ahead, nestled among towering ancient oaks. A warm amber light glowed from the window of a tiny round cottage. Smoke curled lazily into the moonlit sky. Outside the cottage stood a single lantern, waiting. as though its owner had known for many years that tonight a young dream gardener named Oliver would finally arrive. So, this is the end of our third chapter. Thank you for visiting Dreamworld tonight. May all your dreams be peaceful, your heart be kind, and your tomorrow bloom with hope. Until we meet again, good night, dear friend. Take care. Bye bye.